Basically, it's a master's level program accredited by the Malaysian Quality Academy, and it covers topics in Sharia, Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, Islamic capital market, and so forth. Our aim is basically to produce Islamic finance professionals, basically finance professionals who with expertise, particularly in the area of Islamic finance. During the course, the students will be taught and have to learn to be able to apply Sharia knowledge in their workplace in the Islamic finance area. Beside that as well, the students will have to use Islamic finance tools and techniques for their decision-making process. Interestingly, we also want our students to be able to be effective communicators, because I don't think anything goes well if you're not able to articulate it properly. So the students will be taught about that. And certainly, in anywhere we work, we should have the confidence that we are doing the right thing. So good corporate governance is one of the areas that the student also will have to learn and practice. And last but not least, I think learning is a never-ending story. So what we hope that students will realize is that they got to continue to learn even after being graduates at any kind of universities, and use that to better themselves and also improve in their career. We recently had an academic quality survey, and we find that our past students, almost 60% of them have said that our course prepared them well in their career. MIFP is an acronym for Masters in Islamic Finance Practice. The Islamic finance practice is a discipline that can be used practically by anybody. So we do not have any restriction as far as is concerned on your past discipline. You can be a provider, service provider, you can be a service supplier, or even a service user. So students, as long as they have a good undergraduate degree, they can apply to join the MIFP program. Certainly, if you have a good background in finance, Sharia, economics, you will be able to excel in this program. The MIFP program is dedicated to produce experts in Islamic finance ready to go of sorts into the industry. So certainly our curriculum development involves a lot of participation from the industry practitioners. Beside that, they are also involved in moderating our examination questions. On top of that, we make special arrangements for our students to have industrial training with some banks, companies out there. So not only be able to learn the practical aspects in classroom, but also use them in real life when they join the industry. Now, as far as our lecturers are concerned, firstly, I think we take pride in the fact that we have the highest number of concentrations of academia in, I would say, the whole planet at INCEIF on Islamic finance. And particularly for this MIFP program, we have a lot of lecturers who are or used to be industry practitioners with a minimum of 10 years experience in management or even the senior management as well. So they sit even on the boards of the Islamic banks or insurance companies, and they could even be members of the Sharia committee of these companies as well. So not only they have the academic qualification, but they also have the practicing experience to share with our students. Any potential student can roll into the MIFP program by joining our program has full-time students, part-time students, or even has online students. The full-time students, they join our program and will be in Kuala Lumpur at our campus, and they will have to take the 14-week course, and each week comprise of 3 credit hours. So that's basically a total of 52 hours of learning and education on Islamic finance and various subjects that we have mentioned earlier. Certainly in these classrooms, they could be involved in case studies, class projects, and where even they have to able to practice their communication skills. For the part-time students, normally they are working students, so they come in the evening. We have special tutorials for them. In one semester there will be 4 tutorials of each 3 credits, and at the end of the semester before the exam, they can enroll in a special 8-hour examination seminar to prepare themselves for the exams. Then the third category, of course, these are online. These are people with very little capability to join our programs, even have a face-to-face session. So here we have webinars, and we even put our notes and reference material on the university learning management system. So that is basically the process of how one would learn or enroll into the MIFP program. One thing I would be happy to say that Islamic INCEIF is a front runner, has been the leader in the production of manuals and books relating to Islamic finance. It is a new area, and we were the first basically to take that lead. Yes, I'm happy to add that in learning, no matter how we learn, it's important to understand what we learn. So in terms of content development, or say the manuals and books on Islamic finance, INCEIF has been the leader of this new area. Now, basically, accreditation can look from 2 views. One is the governmental agencies, and the other one, the industry per se, which basically the institutions which employ our graduate. From the governmental agencies, of course, as a university, we must have our courses credited by the Nation Education Ministry. Okay, so and beside Malaysia, our INCEIF programs are accredited in Indonesia. We are now looking into accreditation in other Southeast Asian countries, and also even the GCC. Of course, as you know, roadmap was not built in a day. Getting global accreditation by these governmental agencies are still work in progress. But again, I will stress on the part that the real accreditation comes from the industry per se. And in this regards, we are very happy that we have worked well with many industry players. For instance, like in the universities areas, we have University of Reading, which is a very renowned university in UK. And then we also have the Islamic Development Bank out in Jeddah, where they take lock, stock, and barrel our courses for their talent management program. And then we have the World Bank, for instance, who already acknowledge our contribution to the Islamic finance area. So I'll be happy to say that we are well recognized. Being in a new area, the students could be employed in many of the companies which I mentioned earlier. This would include Islamic banks, Islamic takaful companies, investment banks, and also could be the regulators for the financial area. These are people, these are companies like the central banks of the various countries, the Islamic Financial Standard Boards. They also could be in the legal firms, accounting firms, or even auditing firms, and any other Islamic related financial institutions. Of course, most of our students are employed in the Islamic and banking and finance companies. I think the last survey indicates about 66% are employed in these areas. One of the things that we like to see as well, the students do get a position which are in middle management, a lot of them, and even around 28% even are involved in the senior management and even at the C level. Because 38% of our students do get jobs as soon as like 6 months after they graduate. So certainly I would disagree with the fact that Islamic finance is only for Muslims. Islamic finance is very ethical. It's based on the premise that when one takes a higher risk, one should be rewarded well. If you take lesser risk, there should be a lesser reward. It's very fair. It is a very just system. I would like just to stress that Islamic finance is for all.